abundance? Are they in your bed in like hundreds or two or three? Or
If the infestation is allowed
yeah.
to the higher proportions, you would definitely see a lot of bed bugs, because they lay one female a bed bug will lay 5 eggs,
What?
5 to 7 per day, and those eggs they keep in a lifetime. There could be 4 to 500 bed bug eggs from the
What?
female,
Oh my
and they are
goodness.
white, usually very waxy looking.
Okay.
And they could attach onto surfaces nicely, because they have some kind of waxy or gluey material.
Where do these things come from? I think I asked you that. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
you did
eradicate
ask
them.
me, but as I
Get
said,
rid of these guys.
they are like any other species that have been here. They're part of this world, this universe, and we
Just have to deal
they
with
just
it.
can.
They're like roaches. You know, you
Well,
said
they could
can
be on birds and on other animals. I mean,
Wow.
some poultry farms can have them, but there are different species. There's a human ones, the ones
What?
that like humans, and then there are the ones that actually preferred. They
So,
prefer animals.
right. So now, how do we begin to protect ourselves with this infestation?
Protection is very important. One
Suppose
thing
we
would
don't
be
have anything, and then
yes.
we want to. Okay.
I'm going to that point.
Okay.
One thing would be vacuuming your place a lot, maybe doing more than enough, and you can vacuum your mattresses and all that underneath of the mattresses. Keep the less clutter in your house. The more clutter you have, so you're providing more harborages to them. So
Oh, that's the key.
that's the
Okay.
key. So you kind of keep everything. Your luggage should be up somewhere on the rack. If you're coming from, say, a travel, so keep them away from your beds right away, and vacuum your luggage, suitcases and stuff like that,
Right. Interesting.
and inspect them with a flashlight, of course.
Wow. Now, what's this flashlight? Because you have bright light.
Any kind of
flashlight, any kind
flashlight would do a
inspection.
job.
You're doing like a inspection on the bed.
It's just
area.
inspection, and you always have to lift your mattress and the box spring. They could be in the sort of on the folds of the box spring and the seams of the mattresses. I know it's scary, but yes, they are definitely
Here to stay,
something
but
to
like
we have to
roaches.
avoid them.
Yeah.
Avoiding them takes some sort of a diligence. You know,
Right.
there's a work cut out for ourselves.
Oh, man. Okay. And what about the chemicals that you use? Is this green
There are
chemicals or
Definitely there are
where?
non-chemical methods and chemical methods out there.
Okay.
Pest control companies use steam,
Right.
heat treatments,
Oh.
and also we do some chemical treatment. Some of the chemical could be non-residuals. They do not stay on the surfaces for too long,
Okay.
and they're pretty much gone after like a couple of hours of the applications.
Wow.
So these are things that people can also do, vacuuming and steaming.
Right.
They can buy also, I would also say even ironing your mattress sometime may provide
steam.
some sort of heat to the area where if there are any bed bugs, I mean, they'll be gone, they'll be killed. The heat kills them.
Heat kills them.
Heat kills them, and 120 Fahrenheit heat in a dryer would also kill them. If you want to drop your clothes, you want to take them to a dryer, hot dryer. If you got one at home, that's fine. But these are definitely good measures that you can use on your own.
Right. And what about the bait? Bait that's available to get rid of them.
There is actually no baits available for the bed bugs. They're only available for roaches and for ants and stuff like that. But they are in the process of some research is going on that. They've been finding some, some labs are working on them, and they are finding more samples of the blood from people. And so one day, maybe, hopefully, if we have some sort of baits available, the treatment would be easier, and also it would be much effective. So we don't have to use these elaborate treatments, and also multiple visits from the pest control professional would not be needed, which in this case, the reason the cost to do bed bug treatments are very high in these days is because there are multiple visits needed from the pest control professionals.
Wow, wow,
And
interesting. Now, there's some kind of a bed bug, what do you call, cover or something. What is that all about?
yeah, bed bug covers are actually very good to have. We
Is this a
actually,
prevention type of?
it's a prevention and also it's a treatment.
Oh, okay.
Once you have been infested, you could use the mattress covers and the box spring cover, but they have to be bed bug proof mattress cover. They should be exit and entry proof.
Okay.
So the bed bugs should not be able to go in and they should not be able to come out.
Right,
If there is any sort of bugs or the eggs inside the mattress, once you put the cover on, so you are kind of avoiding any further infestations. You know, but the covers are could be. I think everybody should have covers, bed bug
Whether
covers,
they have bed bugs or
or
not?
not. I think this
Okay.
this is your 50% of your battle right there that you can win by putting the covers on them, because you're not providing, you're actually eliminating one of the major harborage for them, and since you're sleeping right on top of that mattress, that's where they want to be. So once you kind of enclose that area, you're not allowing them to go in, so it's hard for them to survive and to stay on to those surfaces. And then you can always vacuum certain areas, and you can also use some other heat treatments, steam. You can use steam and vacuums on your own. I mean, if you kind of like to do your own treatment.
Right. So this is the new infestation. It was the roaches was a problem. at one
Roaches
time.
are
But
actually
they're
still there.
But they're more like in control. You can control them.
You can control them, and of course they also like our habitats. I mean,
Yeah.
because they love to go into our kitchens, and
Yeah.
they like to stay in the cracks. But as opposed to, I guess, bed bugs are great hiders. They need only the size of the width of the credit card, if I can say that. So that's the kind of crack they need to hide.
What?
The width of the credit card.
The width of the credit card. That
Yeah,
little
that's the tiny crack. That's how tiny
They're
the
flat?
crack is needed.
They're a flat type of.
They're flat, actually. They're
Okay.
kind of they're flatter bugs.
And they're and they're
So and they go in those cracks, and they stay there. And in the daytime they hide. They're nocturnal.
They are nocturnal.
They're nocturnal. They only come out at night when we are kind of asleep, and we just kind of enjoying those nice dreams,
And they're wailing away.
and they're kind of coming to attack us.
Isn't that something? So what did I leave out in this infestation?
I think the diatomaceous earth I would mention. That was, since you mentioned those treatments, what other treatments would be there available? I think one of the natural treatment is also using diatomaceous earth, which is a dust, kind of powdery material, and it actually cuts their bodies. Once it's applied, the bed bug has to go through it, go through that dust.
Right.
It's-
Friend of
it-
mine did that.
Yeah,
Showed
that
me,
dust becomes a desiccant, and it kind of takes out the moisture from their bodies. The exoskeleton of their bodies are broken,
Okay.
and that's how they kind of lose their moisture, and in the end they die.
Isn't that
Yeah.
something?
Bed bugs also have a life cycle of maybe a year.
Was that
They
the
can
ones
go
that are
on
in your
to
book?
live for a year. Even some bugs can live longer, given the good right conditions available for them. If yes, it's all about great condition, climate. If there's more conducive condition, they will definitely survive longer. Yeah, if there's a hot area, maybe too much heat, of course survival would be tough. But they hate too much. Freezing could also be one of the methods if you can freeze them. But now there are some machines available. Some companies use those methods also. They can go in to infested area, and they can use the freezing technology.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So the most important thing before we wind up our show is, if you don't have them, what are some of the measures that we can take to avoid them? Because we're still moving around. We take the bus, the train, the car. We're moving around, meeting and greeting a lot of people, a lot of different places. So
Yes.
how do we kind of protect ourselves with this?
Yes, it's definitely easy because the bed bugs, those are actually out there in the open areas. They don't have much of a chance to really survive.
survive.
They're not
Oh.
that of a big threat than
Okay.
a threat that is already inside your homes. Once they
Okay.
go into your homes, they get very difficult.
They
grow
expand.
in
Yes,
numbers,
okay, yes.
and they become very hard to get rid of.
Right.
But as far as your maybe hotels are also another big problem.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm talking about stores, or
Sure.
maybe some of the offices, or supermarkets. Yes, it's not a big trouble. Once you see one or two bugs, maybe
They're so tiny
Then-
you can't see them. You don't.
yeah, they're not going to do much.
Okay.
But yes, when the kid goes to school, and
Yeah.
some of the problem that you see in schools, those bugs are coming from the kids. Those homes are already infested. Yes. So
Oh.
I have heard that some of the schools even send those children, home, and they let them know if there are any bed bugs in their house.
Right.
So-
Right.
So that's how they
Okay.
like to know if the bed bugs don't spread.
Okay. All right. So this is an exciting program, and hopefully we can come back again because I have more questions. I'm
And-
sure if this was to wind up, or I'm engrossed with this conversation, so I didn't get the message. But most importantly is if we don't have it, how do we not get them? And you said a key word because you can get paranoid about this.
Yes.
You know, you can get on the bus and say, "Ooh, who's that?" Or you can, get on the train and say, "Ooh, is
But
there something wrong?" So
we should not panic.
Right.
They should
Right,
not. We
right.
should not go into a
Right,
panic
right,
mode.
Right.
We should still keep our composure and
Yeah,
make sure that
yeah.
we have to just get rid of the problem, and it's like any other problem.
no.
All the problems in our life go away. So small, everything is small, as they say.
Well, if anybody needs any information from you or what to do, please give us your number, even though we have it on.
Yes,
listed, yeah.
actually, it's 718-206-0696 is my number, and we also sell supplies. If they like to do their own pest control, I mean, they can always call us, and we'll be more than happy to help them.
Right, do you come in and
I
just
also
take a
give
look?
free advice.
Right. Do you come in and take a look at the?
Yes, we do. We do free
like
inspection.
really?
We do free inspection, free estimates. We are a very good company, and we have a great way of doing things and
too.
good reputation. We look for 100% satisfaction of our customers.
So how does that satisfaction work? You see something, and you feed them, and you take care of them. Do they come back? Is it a
No,
chance
as a
that they
matter
will
of
come
fact,
back?
there could be reintroduction sometime of the bug.
Okay.
They can come from a new
Maybe from
source.
Oh,
A new
all
source.
right.
But once they are gotten rid of, I mean, once we have eliminated them at one place, of course, there won't be another chance of bugs happening.
Well, I've
So
had enough of this bed bug business. But I want to thank my guests, Mr. Shaquille, who is the president of Bug Tech
pest control
Pest
company.
Control Company. And until the next time, I'm Sandy Pope. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. There's no bugs here. I don't bring bugs with me. I only get rid of them.
You have to say.
I only get rid of them, They only like the host, by the way.